Ladies and gentlemen, we are about 3 weeks-ish away from the launch of Call of Duty Black Ops 7. And as you guys know, I like to dive into the story of video games. And Black Ops 7 turns out is really confusing, and I think it's only going to get more confusing. So if you want to stay up to date on Call of Duty story, Battlefield story, other video games story, we just covered Arc Raiders the other day, be sure to hit the subscribe button, turn notifications on. This one's confusing, and here's why. Black Ops 7 is the 7th game in the Black Ops series, but doesn't take place chronologically in the 7th slot. It's not the last game in order. In fact, if you're actually going to go in chronological order, it is Black Ops 1, Black Ops Cold War, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 6, Black Ops 2 again, then Black Ops 7, then Black Ops 4, then Black Ops 3. Yeah, I'm serious. So in other words, I think a video simplifying things and just saying how, as a whole, how does Black Ops 7 fit into this overall Black Ops story is absolutely necessary. And that is what we are going to do today, starting out with Black Ops 2. Now, they said that Black Ops 7 was a sequel to both Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 2. The one thing that they're forgetting is it's also a prequel to Black Ops 4, and we'll come to that one later in the video, but starting out with the first part of Black Ops 2. And when it comes to this part, this is kind of the origin story of David Mason. It takes place beginning in 1986, when Frank Woods has been taken captive by Raul Menendez. At this point, Alex Mason, David Mason's father, has retired from the CIA. However, Jason Hudson comes in and asks him to help get his best friend back. And in response, Alex Mason says, "David, this is for Uncle Woods. We gotta save him." However, after which time, 3 years later, they're still trying to track down Raul Menendez. And when they finally think that they do, Frank Woods pulls the trigger, suspecting Menendez to be the one on the other side. However, it's not.
Mason! Fool. You bastard!
Now, it's after this that we find out what actually happened. Raul Menendez had planned this entire thing. He captured Jason Hudson and Alex Mason's son, David Mason, using them as leverage to get Alex Mason to walk out on the landing strip. It is after this time that Raul Menendez explains his plan directly to David Mason. You see, years earlier, Frank Woods actually killed Raul Menendez's sister, Josefina, and in doing so, Menendez swore revenge, plotting a plan to cause misery in the Mason's life. So after captured, Raul Menendez doesn't kill David Mason. He in turn leaves him and Frank Woods alive for a life of suffering.
Not like Woods. You will suffer with me. And then one day, you will see this pendant again. And you will remember everything you saw and felt tonight. You will remember all the years of anger and pain. And when you do, David, please, come to me.
So with Alex Mason dead, or supposedly dead at the very least, Frank Woods crippled, this then leads us into the 90s, and that would be the events of Black Ops 6. Now, the events of Black Ops 6 don't matter for the same reasons that Black Ops 2's do. And what I mean by that is it really doesn't have too much, aside from one thing, to do with David Mason. And we'll get to that one thing. But the things that do matter is a group known as the Advanced Technology and Application Division within the CIA. What we find out through them is they have made a project known as Cradle, which is used and taken in by CIA agents in order to create super soldiers, which we then find out causes mass amount of rage. The reason why I say that this matters is because based off of the teasers that we've seen from Black Ops 7, a very similar substance is going to be coming back in Black Ops 7. The other group of people that matter from Black Ops 6 is Savati Dumas and Avalon, the location. Now, Savati Dumas is one of the main characters within the Black Ops 6 campaign, and she essentially at one point worked for the crime families within in Avalon. By the very end of the story for Black Ops 6, this is the whole seasonal story, she ends up actually staying in Avalon and trying to make a change. And as we found out via the last cutscene within Black Ops 6, she actually ends up founding the Guild, which is the main group of bad guys within Black Ops 7. The other thing that we get to find out, and this does come back to David Mason, is that after the events of Black Ops 6, Frank Woods says that he's going to retire and go essentially be a father figure to David Mason. And that was in the year 1991.
I haven't told anyone this yet. With Mason gone, I want to look after his boy, bring him up. I owe Mason that. And that kid, he's a good one. David. He's gonna amount to something someday.
That pretty much summarizes everything you need to know about Black Ops 6. So now we got to go back to Black Ops 2. So now going to the other half of Call of Duty Black Ops 2, this time we are in the year 2025. In other words, 10 years before the events of Black Ops 7. Now at this time, Raul Menendez resurfaces as kind of the leader of the Cortes Diem movement, a movement pushing against the major governments throughout the world. Now at this time, he ends up showing up at the Vault, which is kind of the old folks' home that Frank Woods is staying at, and gives him the heart pendant that used to belong to Josefina. And when he does this, this signifies his return. But this time, Frank Woods wouldn't be the person to deal with him. It would be Alex Mason's son, David. And by the very end of the game, that's exactly what David Mason ends up doing, essentially putting an end to him.
Martyr me for Cortes Diem.
I got you, brother.
Now, the other thing is, based off of Black Ops 7, we also know that Harper is alive and well as well. But doing this and killing Raul Menendez causes a cascade of events, the main of which being that he is now a martyr, and this Cortes Diem movement harnesses millions of followers, and therefore causes people around the world to revolt.
This video is triggered to play upon my assassination. Cortes Diem, you know how to proceed. My death will shine light upon ubiquitous darkness,
causing anarchy. So people are looking for a solution. They are looking for protection. This is where Black Ops 7 picks up. Now, what's interesting about Black Ops 7 is it's by far the least we have seen from a campaign or story before the launch of a game than ever before. We haven't seen a campaign mission be played, and we know very little aside from what's going on in the world at this time. So basically, as I explained, the world is scared and the guild has provided protection, and for some reason or another, it looks as though Raul Menendez, who David Mason knows that he killed, has resurfaced, and his Cortes Diem movement is coming back once again. This is when David Mason and a JSOC team are sent in to investigate Avalon and investigate what is going on with the guild. That's essentially what is going on at the time of Black Ops 7, which takes place 10 years after Black Ops 2 in the year 2035. Now, we don't know what the JSOC team is going to find, what Emma Kagan, the leader of the guild, is actually doing, or the point she's trying to prove. My best guess is that they are using Raul Menendez to bring in David Mason to try to cause some sort of war, because war causes the increase of profits for them as they are selling protection. But that's just a guess. But I also need to state that there's also a Black Ops game that takes place 10 years after Black Ops 7. That is Black Ops 4.
Hey, welcome to the party.
Now, Black Ops 4 did not have a campaign, but that doesn't mean they didn't have a story. Essentially, the way that Black Ops 4 worked is there were cut scenes that were probably supposed to be in a campaign, but we kind of just got them as specialist stories. But this story focused around two people, Savannah and Jessica Mason, the daughters of David Mason. No, you're not hearing me wrong. So we may actually see these characters 10 years earlier because, yes, Black Ops 4 takes place 10 years after in 2045. We may see them within Black Ops 7, or at least hear about them. Now, the thing that we know about them is, number one, Savannah Mason became the world's first trillionaire, so she's really rich, might have something to do with the guild. And Jessica Mason, her sister, was very much so against her in her project to create something called archetypes, which were actually clones of human beings from the past. So again, another thing to look out for that the guild might be doing. Maybe they're working on archetypes. Because yes, Black Ops 7 is a prequel to Black Ops 4. And I guess that's the final straw in how kind of all of this fits together. Now, if you'd like to see an entire timeline of the Black Ops universe, I could definitely do that. It'd be a much longer video. So if that's something that you're at all interested in, show me by hitting the like button, maybe subscribe, and stay up to date on all those video game stories. Turn those notifications on. But for now, this is what we know of the Black Ops 7 story. Maybe we get some more teasers, and if we do, I will keep you guys updated, or when the full game launches on November the 14th. But for now, that's all we know. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace.
We are